Some of you have asked this question that whenever you sit for meditation and try to contemplate on Thakur or say Ram Narayan Ram, your mind becomes agitated and gets restless. Okay? The mind refuses to stay focused and restlessly drifts from one thought to another. This question, I find very common, and often in mails and text messages, I find people asking me about this. First and foremost, remember that this state of mind is entirely natural and there is absolutely no need to worry. Whatever thoughts surface on the mind and how turbulent your mind may feel, just continue your meditation and keep on chanting the holy mantra Ram Narayan Ram. Understood? Okay? Try not to lose yourself in thinking about your mind's unrest. Now, let's try to find what mind actually is. In the first chapter of his book Mon Ek or Mind Part 1, my Thakur says, মন হচ্ছে ছাঁচের মতো, যেমন চিন্তা করা হয় সেটাই মনের মধ্যে বহাল হয়ে যায়। সংস্কারের চাপে আমাদের স্বচ্ছ মনকে আজ পঙ্গু করে ফেলেছি। This is what Thakur has said. Now, what does it mean? My Thakur says that our mind is like a mold. It takes the shape of whatever we contemplate. Today, under the crushing weight and burden of our deep-seated conditioning caused by our past impressions and prejudices, we have crippled the inherent clarity of our great mind. In the same book, we find in the 5th chapter, my Thakur saying, তোমাদের সাধারণ চিন্তা সব নিম্নগামী বলেই মন সহজভাবে সেসব চিন্তা করে। চিন্তার দ্বারা শরীরের ভিতর রসের সঞ্চার হয় বলেই চিন্তা ভালো লাগে, কিন্তু ঊর্ধ্বগামী চিন্তা ভালো লাগে না। তাই সূর্যের চিন্তা করতে বসলে বেশিক্ষণ ভালো লাগে না, কিন্তু সূর্য চিন্তা করতে করতে চিন্তা যখন স্বাভাবিকভাবে ঊর্ধ্বগামী হবে, সূর্যের সঙ্গে যখন তোমাদের যোগাযোগ হয়ে যাবে, তখন তোমাদের মনের চিন্তার রে সূর্যের গায়ে ঠিকমতো লেগে যাবে। তখনই হবে সঙ্গম অবস্থা। তখন মনের মধ্যে রসের সৃষ্টি হবে, সূর্যের চিন্তাতে তখন তোমরা আনন্দ পাবে। In the same book, what my Thakur wants to say here, he says that because your ordinary thoughts are tethered to the mundane, the mind gravitates towards them with effortless ease. Such thoughts stimulate the rush or the vital currents within the body, making them feel pleasurable. Yet, thoughts that ascend to higher realms do not feel as inherently pleasing. This is why meditating upon the sun fails to captivate you for long. Understood? Thakur further says, however, as you persist in meditating on the sun, your contemplation will naturally begin to ascend. The moment you establish a true alignment with the sun, the rays of your mind's awareness will perfectly commune with sun's divine essence. This marks the state of sacred union. In that profound alignment, a divine nectar will awaken within, and you shall finally find ultimate bliss in meditating upon the sun. Understood? Okay. You have understood? Okay. These are some of the thoughts of my Thakur about mind. Now, let's see how the yoga philosophy interprets the mind. We find Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha, the famous second sutra in the Samadhi path of Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Now, what does Chitta actually means? In commentaries of Yoga Darshan, the most appropriate word for Chitta I came across is Antakarana. In the text Tattva Vaisharodi written by Vachaspati Misra, we find Chitta Shabdena Antakaranam Buddhi Upalakhati iti Vachaspati. This word Antakaran, which represents the entire mental faculty or mind stuff for convenience of discussion, is often divided into 4 parts. First, the manas, which takes in sensory inputs, which constantly processes external data. Then there comes the buddhi, the logical reasoning and discriminating part of antakarana, which evaluates data received from manas. Then there comes ahankar, the ego part, that aspect which creates a sense of self-identity. The 4th part is often called chitta, the subconscious storehouse of memory. This is your past experiences and also the cosmic intelligence you are connected to and a part of. In its purest form, this chitta is that dimension of your unsoiled awareness which is connected to the source of creation. Pucha, understood? Okay? If you dive deeper, then you will realize that what I have just mentioned as chitta, or the 4th part of antakarana, comes closest to how my Thakur interprets mind in the 6th chapter of his book Monastics or Mind Part 1, which I have just mentioned a while ago. In there, Thakur says, জগতের যত যেখানে যা কিছু আছে সবটাই মন, জগৎটাই মন. Even in the 7th chapter of his book Mon 2 or Mind Part 2, I find my Thakur saying that বিশ্ব শক্তির দ্রুত গতির সাথে মনও এক গতিতে চলছে বলেই মুহূর্তে সে গ্রহ হতে গ্রহান্তরে যেতে পারছে. Now, let us come to the problem. The problem we are currently facing is due to the fact that we ourselves have paralyzed our own mind. The Yogis call this chitta mal, the filth of the chitta. Well, understood? So our mind needs to be cleaned up. Consider the chitta as a very large, expansive lake with an immense depth, and our true essence as the floor of the lake. Just as a lake clouded by sediments, garbages, filth, weeds, all these things hides its bottom, the bottom of the lake, I mean to say. Similarly, a mind cluttered with mental impurities obscures the truth of who we truly are. Understood? All spiritual practices you may find, irrespective of any religion or faith, are actually an attempt to clean up this dirty, muddy lake of mind. Okay? Now, let's discuss the challenge of cleansing a vast, deep lake. Imagine the lake to be a large one, and its depth being, say, 100 meters, where nearly 90 meters are choked with dense layers of silt, debris, dirty garbages, and tangled weeds, and so on, leaving only a shallow expanse of 10 meters of water at the surface. Okay? Imagine the lake, 90 meters filled with garbage and 10 meters with water. So, most of the lake is filled with a huge volume of garbage. To truly restore this lake to its earlier pristine glory, one must plunge a long, sturdy pole into its depths and stir it. In doing so, the latent filth and dormant mud will inevitably churn upward, clouding the entire lake along with the surface. Isn't it? This is precisely what occurs during meditation. All the disturbances and obstacles and restlessness come rushing in. The moment you attempt to quiet the mind, a sudden surge of conflicting thoughts rushes to the surface. Understood? What is interesting is that such turbulence does not arise when you are effortlessly absorbed in a captivating novel or when a football enthusiast is enthralled by a football match or when you are lost in conversation with someone you love. In those moments, the mind is naturally at ease and free from friction. Because these activities do not aid your cleaning efforts. Rather, they serve only to foster the accumulation of more filth and impurities. Understood? When you are watching a football match, no problem. But when you are trying to meditate, there's a lot of turbulence going on in the mind. The moment you sit for deliberate concentration or meditation, the mind rebels, projecting a flurry of objections. Isn't it? While your intellect wills you to meditate, your mind refuses to cooperate. The deliberate effort required for meditation acts exactly like that long, sturdy pole. It stirs the depths, bringing the hidden restlessness of the mind to light so that it may finally be cleared. Now, let us understand why chanting Ram Narayan Ram yields such rapid results compared to other mantras. Over the years, many great yogi, yogini, sadhak, sadhika have come to me. Some had been faithfully chanting the mantra given by their respective gurus for over a century. Yet, the moment they met me and began meditating on the Ram Narayan Ram mantra, a marvel unfolded. What could not be achieved through 100 of years of other spiritual practices began to manifest miraculously within just 2 to 3 years. How did it happen? To understand why, let us revisit the earlier analogy of cleansing a lake. Cleaning a lake means churning the deep accumulated filth at the bottom with a long sturdy pole or a staff, draining that turbid water entirely and then replenishing the lake with pure fresh water. Since this lake symbolizes the mind, it can never remain completely empty. This means that while you must expel the stagnant, defiled water accumulated over lifetimes, you must simultaneously pour in pure water from the outside without interruption. I have observed that for those who chant mantras from other gurus, the process of churning the settled filth with a stick works to some extent. However, their mechanism for continuously infusing pure water from the outside is quite fragile and inadequate. The reason for this lies in the fact that their guru wasn't a Janmasiddha or a born enlightened, rendering the mantra initiated by that guru inherently weak. It lacks the necessary potency, Most importantly, since that guru has not reached necessary spiritual elevation and so being spiritually unrefined, his mantra fails to resonate with the Adishur or the primal vibration of the universe. Understood? Thus, by meditating upon those mantras, even though one may find that the deep-seated impurities are loosened to some extent, their spiritual practice falls short of fulfillment because the supply of pure water is neither smooth nor steady. On the other hand, the Ram Narayan Ram Mahamantra bestowed by my Thakur is a direct manifestation of the Adishur or the primordial cosmic tune, the most ancient fundamental rhythm of the universe. Consequently, the practice of this Mahamantra Ram Narayan Ram unleashes a magnificent deluge of that primordial melody, swiftly filling the lake of the chitta or the mind with pristine, sacred water, making the entire process effortlessly simple. Therefore, no matter where your mind wanders or what it does, simply remember my Thakur in the quiet of your heart and keep chanting the Mahamantra Ram Naran Ram. You did not worry about anything else. Okay? Understood? Have I made myself clear? Have your question been answered properly? Okay, thank you. Okay, I have to leave now. Before leaving, there is one more thing. I wish to share. I have been saddened to hear that many were hurt because they could not meet with me today. Please know that my heart aches for them as well. I want to clarify that I have absolutely no involvement in deciding who attends these meetings of mine. Those matters are entirely handled by others. Understood? Those who look after me, they always try to keep me in quiet solitude, which is also what my Thakur desires. Because of this, they couldn't permit everyone to come together today. So sorry. Do pass on my warmth and deepest love to everyone who wasn't able to be here today. Okay. My love to all of you. Thank you.